Ojos is a story of the coming together of differing people. It's a story of experimentation and exploration, a story of blending disciplines for new adventure, those being mountaineering at high elevations and ultra endurance running.
But this is still a story of extending the legacy of an individual who made a positive impact on the climbing community and on all those whose lives he came in contact with, Chad Kellogg, who thought up the original Infinity Loop.
Man, it's a story of travel, a story of friendship. It's a story of finding meaning in the difficult things of life.
I am cold and alone at 22,100 feet. All of the crew went down for the day. Emily was feeling rough enough that she knew she made promises to people to make smart decisions. I only have limited resources with me, and if the downhill route goes really slow, that could spell bad things at 17,000 feet, not reaching resupply.
I said it before and I said it again before we even set out on this attempt here in Chile and Argentina to go for the Ojos del Salado Infinity Loop. This project is bigger than me. Win, lose, or draw, whether one athlete finishes, none of us finish, the whole team finishes, I definitely hope this becomes an open project for others to take on, for others to attempt, to see if this new experience can be created and improved upon. And maybe it leads to better development out here in Ojos del Salado, out here in the Atacama. Maybe some trails get developed. Maybe some better access from the Argentinian side gets developed. You know, pipe dreams, but who are we to say what moves the needle forward and what doesn't? At this point in my athletic mountaineering career, I'm less interested in these experiences just being about me and my own self-testing, and I'm more interested in inviting others who have the resume and the experience and the likelihood of succeeding at these extreme and crazy endeavors. But also it's like a step into the unknown for them. It's a whole new frontier, a new adventure. And to be able to create a space that people can take that leap, even who have already taken so many leaps in the things they've pursued with their outdoor careers. Yeah, that's a big part of why I invited 5 athletes to come on this trip, a mixed gender team. I actually didn't expect all 5 to end up on the ground in Chile because, you know, people have things come up. It's the holiday season, but I'm happy that we have a big team here and we can support each other with however this thing shakes out. They're such incredible humans. I mean, each in their own right have accomplished so much. Emily is a successful and established ultramarathon runner, particularly with expertise in 200 milers, so she knows how to suffer well in that regard. Hannah, she's a professional ice climber, big wall climber, just super experienced alpinist. And then Chris, we've done a lot of stuff together. We attempted the double whirl together, which he ended up finishing. And then Andrew, he's the youngest of the group, still 20 years old. He and I got to know each other because he chased in my footsteps on the Bulgers Peaks, becoming the 5th person to climb them all in a single season and the youngest ever to finish the entire list. How would I describe the Atacama Desert? However dry you're imagining when you hear Atacama Desert, it's not dry enough. It's sparse, it's big, the scale is huge, it's dry, hot, windy, so windy. Oh man, so much wind, unrelenting. And you're just exposed. There's no plant life, there's no trees. Sometimes you can find a rock that's big enough to hide behind. Yeah, you just have this feeling of being exposed to very harsh elements. Yeah, there's a certain inescapableness to it. The Ojos del Salado Infinity Loop is about 40 miles long. It has about 17,000 feet of elevation gain, all taking place between 17,200 feet at the lowest and going all the way up twice to 22,615 feet.
So the original plan for the team when we got here was to go for an infinity loop on Ojos, which is a double summit and a circumnavigation of the peak. We were all really optimistic when we got here, thinking, everything's dialed, our plans are legit, acclimation plans are, as good as can get, and quickly realized that that wasn't the case.
Some of the support crew and some of the athletes used mile-high training to rent altitude tents and slept in those, spending a lot of time training on steep terrain, getting vertical gain in.
79, 111.
On yours or
79, 103. 80. Somewhere between 79 and 80, folks.
One athlete just slept at 11,000 feet and skied up to 14,000 feet every day. So we each had our own ways to make it work with our lifestyle to give us a chance before we even hit the ground in Chile. And so all of that preparation led into us being able to hit the ground in Chile and immediately go up to elevation, spending the first night at 12,500 feet and hiking up to 15,000 feet on our first day at elevation. And then from there, sort of advancing our hiking height higher and higher.
Glorious choss pile. Some regular chosseneering. Not just getting chossy in the DMs, but getting chossy on the climbs. That's what we're about here. Acclimatization day 2. 17,500. Yoo! Just soaking in the elevation. Let everybody else do their thing, I'll do my thing. See how it all plays out.
I love this topic. The biggest risk factor is altitude. I mean, that's to put it simply. But the biggest risk factor is people making poor decisions. And I feel, maybe because I'm the oldest person on the team, I feel the weight of the fact that I'm with people who have accomplished incredible things, but never at these altitudes. People who are so driven and motivated and have all those qualities that make them incredible athletes, capable of amazing things, that means jack shit when you're at these altitudes.
All right. Here we are at 18,800. Got the whole athlete team out here crushing. Gonna go above 19 today as a whole team. You at about 19,300 feet.
92.
You. There's Andrew up ahead. All right, here we are at 20,000 feet, acclimatization day 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, we're feeling super good for 20,000 feet.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I feel way better than I should.
The last time I was at 20,000 feet, I'm pretty sure I vomited shortly thereafter and had a splitting headache. and was almost completely dysfunctional.
And I have never been this high.
High point! Woo! All right, let's get down this thing. Dropping. Look at her go. Look at that style. Look at those turns. All right.
How do I see this playing out? I have a kind of a rule going into things that I never go in with the mindset that it won't be successful. I don't rope up at the bottom of a climb thinking I'm not going to be able to climb it. I am very reluctant to say, like, I don't think it's going to go. But I definitely think a lot of things have to go right for this to be a successful attempt. I think for me personally, I am inclined to preserve like my health and my life. And so, if it really comes down to it, I would be okay just, summiting once and coming down or doing half of the route and then reevaluating. But I'm not going to put that out into the universe. I think I'm just going to do my best, and whatever that looks like is going to be successful in some realm.
Driving around, that's been a lot of fun. It's definitely a step up from most of my off-roading experience actually stems from taking my old station wagons on roads it doesn't need to be going on, and learning how to just very carefully maneuver the vehicle so that the wheels land exactly where they need to go, and go as far as two-wheel drive can go. Well, it can be done. Say it.
Be a good driver.
Okay, so the very last section on that red, you want to kind of stay out of the rut. I kind of went to the right a little bit, and then I made the turn right, and I stayed on the right side on that after that switchback. You go too far left, the sand gets deeper. Then when you make the final switchback back to the left, again, staying right, take a wide turn and stay right, and just don't spin the tires. I'm not sure your tires are gonna have enough traction though. It was close.
The Ojos del Salado Infinity Loop, it just, as far as risk, given my background and just given the sheer elevation of trying to climb so quickly and twice up to 22,000 plus feet. Yeah, it's not McDonald's Playland. It's not an easy gimme. It's not, oh, well, just go do it on a casual weekend. Even with the time window that we have, there's a big chance that there's some people that aren't going to be able to finish this, and I'm one of those people.
Here we are in the morning. We're packing out. Emily and I both had some trouble sleeping. How you feeling this morning, Emily?
Fresh as a daisy now.
Fresh as a daisy and ready for some mountain fun.
I'm ready to have some fun. It's gonna be good.
2:20 a.m. We are driving up the highway on our way up to the Murray Hut to hop on our ride up to the Tejos, and we're gonna put boots on the ground. We're gonna try to make the Ojos del Salado Infinity Loop a reality.
Hey, man. Hey. Hello. Bam, 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 bam.
When you finish this road, you see the hielo, you know?
Yeah.
Ese deshielo va hacia acá, Amistad Shelter, and to the right you cross it, and a small hill, and got the north face.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Hell yeah.
Que no gane mucha altura al principio.
So here we are, approaching 20,000 feet. So far, no signs, no symptoms, feeling good, moving steady. Onward, upward.
But we hit the trail, and I think I was feeling really good. I was definitely leading the charge. In the morning up until and past sunrise. I was telling Jason earlier that sunrise, like I stopped and I looked back and I saw all of my fellow athletes and their headlamps in the distance, and I was like, this is why I'm here. This is why I do what I do. That was a beautiful moment that I definitely won't ever forget.
So far, so good. 20,000 feet. Emily's just behind there. Beautiful views. The sun is rising.
We really wanted to give it our best shot. By no means were we under the impression that it was gonna go. We thought if we eked it out by any chance, that would be amazing. But it was really just a huge unknown how much of the route would even be possible, given how little we actually knew about the route. Give it hell and try to have a good time out there.
Here we are, just crossed 22,000 feet. And everybody's right. It gets exponentially harder as you climb. Feeling pretty reasonable though, all things considered. Pretty behind me. There's the summit block. Let's go get this. Lap 1, baby.
Yeah, the hardest part was the last 500 feet of the climb. It's like this big gully full of boulders, and just you're making a move, putting both hands on a boulder, putting your head down, and then kind of just repeat that 100 times. And then I sat down for a while to take another rest.
cried a couple times on the way up, like feeling just like it was hard and feeling uncertain if I like could press through and if I was gonna make it and if it would all be worth it.
Buddy, 4.5 hours to the top and stoked.
Jason, do you copy?
Do you copy?
Oh. Yes, I copy. Is this Jason?
Yes.
Ah. Gotcha.
They're probably 300 or 200 feet away from the summit, so assuming Jason brought his radio up there, you should be able to get a hold of him. Jason and the crew?
Nothing. No.
Yeah, they're pretty beat down when I saw them. I think it's 50-50 on whether they continue to loop or not.
Summit ridge of Ojos. I have a couple hundred feet left. I'm at 22,000 feet. This is definitively the worst I have ever felt and the hardest I have ever pushed. I can't fucking breathe. I feel like I'm moving through molasses. I feel like I'm in a fog. I cried a little already, but I think I've got it in the bag. Just a couple hundred more feet to push. What a fucking crazy experience. Here we go.
So I think at the summit, I was just like feeling really accomplished and like, okay, well, if this is possible for me, and then like, what else is possible? And, you know, I think a lot about my friends in those instances, and like, I have been watching their careers and them develop as athletes and as people. And like, I think having those like moments for yourself and like knowing what you're capable of and like what you're capable of sharing with others and like what your friend, like I'm gonna get to see my friends do this stuff too. And that's really cool to like be a part of that journey and to witness.
Right. All right. This is Hootie. We are standing on the summit, the Chilean summit of Ojos del Salado. How was it?
That was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, and I violently sobbed when I got to the summit. I'm standing on the tallest volcano in the world. That was the hardest thing I've ever done.
Oh, but let's look at the view. Nothing to see here. I really need to take up a hobby with better views. Yeah. We're on the tallest volcano in the world.
How about that?
That's the Argentina summit over there, with a super sketchy fixed line leading up to it. Super sketchy.
Emily, crying on summit. We'll decide more once we descend to the saddle. 11:18 summit time. So that was about 25 minutes ago.
You got it, girl.
Come on. Come on. You've earned it. Come on.
I mean, being on the summit, I was not myself. I'm definitely a crier, so I was struggling. The third class scramble, which normally would have been really, really fun for me, was under duress for sure. I mean, I wasn't dizzy and like walking around drunk feeling and throwing up and, you know, migraine level headache. It wasn't severe, but it was enough to know that I was kind of towing the line. So the summit was a quick one. I was massively uncomfortable, and I was also just filled with emotions, knowing that I wasn't going to be able to continue. That's like a humbling thing when like It wasn't pulling the plug because I was unmotivated or bored or, wasn't invested in the mission. It was, the time has come right now to make that decision you promised you would make, the safe one, the one that smart mountaineers make.
Emily Ketty has arrived at the Chilean summit of Ojos del Salado. I should have pulled the camera out sooner because she definitely cried her way to the summit.
Emily Ketty always cries. Always.
Just cry more, it makes the nausea go away. Emily Ketty. There she is.
Really, really difficult. Hardest thing I've ever done. It just didn't make sense the whole time. Your brain just goes flat and you're like, am I nauseous? Do I have a headache? Am I just hangry? What's the last snack I had? Should I drink more water? Has my body had too much electrolytes? Is my water frozen in the tube? Do I just need to be tougher? All of the above. Do I have altitude sickness? Do I need to turn around right now? Here we are.
All of the above. Here we are.
I'm glad I didn't turn around.
I'm glad you didn't turn around either. Regardless of what happens going forward, we made it here.
Emily, well, I responded to her last congrats on summiting. Let me know what you decide. She says, I may be out. Thank you very much. Very, very difficult. We'll know shortly.
She is making the decision to come down right now, so keep eyes up for her. I am still going to go have a look-see at Argentina.
Copy. I will, I guess Emily is going to come down and ride with Daniel back down, and you are going to continue scouting for a route. Is this correct?
It might not take long. You'll hear from me pretty quick, and I should be able to catch Emily on the way down if I decide against it. It'll have to look pretty clear and continuous for me to want to solo into Argentina on my own.
I am cold and alone at 22,100 feet. All of the crew went down for the day. Emily was feeling rough enough that she knew she made promises to people to make smart decisions. I'm gonna go have a look at this alternate descent into the Argentina side. We'll see. We'll see. It'll have to look pretty clean and clear. Not iced over like this for me to want to go solo, because I only have limited resources with me, and if the downhill route goes really slow, that could spell bad things at 17,000 feet, not reaching resupply. But there's the summit of Ojos del Salado, tallest volcano in the world. Got to stand on top of that.
I'm kind of getting whited out up here. It's slowly boxing me in. I think the idea of navigating a route
that I don't have a GPX track for and snow and a whiteout is probably a no-go anyways. So I'll turn around and see if I can catch up and help from above. I can't see the route anyways. Didn't quite pan out this time. I think I'll be back.
all summited. We all made good decisions.
Nobody died.
Win-win.
Everybody summited, nobody died.
Can't be upset about that. Hello.
The day was how bad I had to pee during that 4-wheel drive ride.
Yeah.
Back down. That was I peed inside.
Nice. Do you want to try it again?
Let's do it.
Now let's just reset.
Lifetime.
High point
Is
the summit of Ojos del Salado.
Ojos del Salado.
Ojos del Salado. Salado. Salado.
6,800 meters.
22,615 feet.
This camera. What?
This is a peak refuel. Peak refuel.
Who's the strongest athlete out of the team?
It's for sure Matt Lemke, the wizard.
The strongest athlete here is definitely Matt Lemke.
It's not me.
Where's what?
Make sure you get a close-up of my sandals.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's got it.
Yes, that is awesome.
That's a winning clip. More so because it was in slow motion. Oh! Now that was me doing slow motion while in slow motion.
Yeah.
Meta.
Nice time. Nutella waffles for lunch.
Oh, no. Oh, those are...
Whatever.
It's for...
Do it.
Do you?
That was so fun. Well, the ground is really nice and warm.
You sit down yourself.
Everybody, that's all we're all thinking the whole time. Anytime we're not talking, we're thinking, God, I want to breed Chris so bad.
Like an avocado.
Nice.
All right.
Emily, how are you?
So special. Happy. I meant happy.
It's this on-command wisdom. Emily, your turn.
The summit is only halfway, unless you're doing it in an infinity loop.
It's only a
And the starting line is only halfway.
Chris, you're up.
I like being high.
Ouch, it's only got deep.
Hannah, you're up. She just drops a bomb where we're all like, oh my God, that changed my soul.
I want my gravestone to say, I guess I should have been thinking this whole time.
This is just a shout out to all the athletes who came with me on this wild adventure. I just want to say I really appreciate you guys. I'm eternally grateful that we got to share this experience together. Regardless of how you feel, the final outcome came together in your favor or anyone's favor or against it. I hope you have some really good memories out of this one. I hope that it offers you some meaningful memories to guide your life by. And yeah, hopefully a few good laughs too.